The verdict is in. After a short deliberation, a jury found Lexington activist Sarah Williams not guilty on all but one charge. Those charges stem from protests against racial injustice back in 2020. Chelsea Jones has followed the trial and has our update.
Well, Sarah Williams was found not guilty on charges of inciting a riot, resisting arrest, and being in possession of marijuana. Williams shedding tears of joy as she walked out the courtroom. She hugged other Black Lives Matter protesters who supported her throughout the trial. Williams was initially facing 5 misdemeanor charges. The charge of being in possession of drug paraphernalia was thrown out before proceedings began. Williams was found not guilty on inciting a riot, resisting arrest, and being in possession of marijuana. She was, however, found guilty of disorderly conduct, which is a $250 fine. Here's her reaction to today's verdict.
Happy and relieved that it's over, you know what I'm saying? And that white supremacy and racism was held accountable.
Daniel Whitley, Williams' attorney, called today's verdict a move towards the future.
The fact that she was charged with possession of marijuana, they didn't produce any marijuana. The fact that they misinterpreted the rioting statute the way they did. But that's why the entire time we did not be afraid and said, we'll give this case to the people.
Now, Williams says she plans to keep fighting for change. In Lexington, Chelsea Jones, WKYT.
Williams was one of at least a dozen others charged after the 2020 protests. She's the only one whose case went to trial. Others either pleaded guilty or took a diversion program. A Southern Kentucky family wants answers after a man went missing. Ricky Griffiths has not been heard from since last week. His family in Wayne County fears something has happened to him. WYMT's Phil Pendleton spoke to his sister and has more from Wayne County.
Wayne County deputies have been searching for Ricky Griffiths for now going on a week and a half. A lot of questions surrounding what may have happened to him, what exactly took place with him, why is he missing, and why has he not contacted his family now for almost a week and a half? A question being asked by a lot of people. His sister says his behavior last week was odd. He was last seen around July 4th. But relatives did get some communication from him a little bit later than that. But since last Wednesday, there's been nothing, and they fear what happened to him was not because of his actions.
None of this is behavior that my brother would be. Like, this is not his normal behavior. He's a mama's boy. He definitely don't stray far from mom, you know, or dad.
Griffith's car was found in this area of Coopersville in rural Wayne County, but there's been no further sign of this man. They have had extensive searches for him by the Wayne County Search and Rescue Squad, but no further clues on where he is or what may have happened to him. In Wayne County, Phil Pendleton, now back to you.
Relatives say they are raising money through a GoFundMe page and are hoping to set up a reward for information that leads them to him.
Well, continuing to watch some cloud cover work through the area, but we're finally getting the last of that cloud cover working out of the region, and that means we'll be increasing the sunshine as we head through the rest of the work week. Outside right now from our camera at the University of Virginia's College at Wise, sitting at 77 right now, one of our cooler spots as usual, but they are seeing plenty of sunshine. Just a beautiful view there with the all the clouds they have overhead right now. I-75 at London, still plenty of sunshine there, even though we're dealing with some of those clouds out there. Temperatures remain low to mid 80s outside, so a typical summertime day. A little warm, yes, but not too bad, especially when you factor in the dew points that for the most part are hanging in those low to mid 60s. So you feel the humidity, but it's not overwhelming. You don't breathe in and be gasping for air as if you're drowning because we don't have as much moisture content in the air. Outside, not a single thing on pinpoint Doppler that we need to worry about. A couple of showers just east of our counties in southwest Virginia, but they'll be moving away as we head through the rest of the nighttime hours. We are, however, keeping an eye on that front across portions of central Indiana. That could be making its way in our direction as we head into tomorrow. Mid-60s for tonight. For us, mostly clear skies expected. I'll have the very latest on how much more sunshine warms us up. That's coming up in a few minutes. Steve?
All right, Evan, thank you. As the House gets ready to pass 2 abortion-related bills later this week in the wake of last month's Supreme Court decision that overturned Roe v. Wade, both chambers of Congress took up the issue of reproductive health rights today. CBS's Skylar Henry reports from Capitol Hill.
I never would have dreamed that I would be able to tell people about my abortion.
Abortion rights activist Sarah Lopez of Texas told a House panel about her personal experience with the procedure.
I wish I didn't have to talk about something so personal in this setting. But I hope that by being here today, people who currently need abortions know that they're not alone.
The committee heard testimony from witnesses who blasted the Supreme Court decision that is expected to lead to abortion bans in about half the states.
I cannot overstate how much legal uncertainty and chaos that this Supreme Court has unleashed.
Lawmakers also heard from witnesses who hailed the Dobbs ruling.
Dobbs gives women a voice and a vote. It presents an opportunity for America to restore a culture that values families, mothers, and women.
The hearing comes as the House is set to vote on 2 abortion-related bills Friday. Neither is likely to go anywhere in the evenly divided Senate. One bill would codify the right to an abortion into federal law. The other would ban states from interfering with a woman's right to travel to get the procedure.
We need more pro-choice senators in the Senate willing to waive the filibuster so we can protect women.
At a Senate Health Committee hearing Wednesday, Democrats said the fight was far from over. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Yesterday, the Justice Department announced that it has created a task force to protect abortion access. President Joe Biden is being cautious and selective with his greetings during his trip to Israel. While on the red carpet at the foot of Air Force One today, the president gave fist bumps and shoulder pats to the delegation that met him in Tel Aviv. The White House press secretary denied this move was done to prevent President Biden from shaking the hand of Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. She claims it's part of a new policy to help prevent the possible spread of germs in the COVID-19 era. However, moments later, the president did in fact shake the hand of former Israeli Prime Minister and opposition leader Benjamin Netanyahu. There's been some tension between President Biden and bin Salman, whom the FBI alleges approved an operation that resulted in the murder of journalist Jamal Khashoggi. President Biden also shook hands with lawmakers and others at a White House event earlier this week. While in Israel, the president stopped at the World Holocaust Remembrance Center in Jerusalem. The president presented a wreath over a slab in the hall where the remains of Holocaust victims are buried. 2 Marines laid the wreath, and the Marines saluted as the president momentarily put his hand to his heart before rejoining the group of officials. On the ground in the hall are the names of Nazi concentration camps in both English and Hebrew. There is an eternal flame to one side of the hall, and a chorus was positioned on the other side of the flame. Following the wreath laying, President Biden was introduced to and spoke with 2 Holocaust survivors. UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson has said that he will leave office with his head held high, telling UK lawmakers he is proud of the leadership he has shown. During Prime Minister's questions on Wednesday, Johnson warned lawmakers that this may be his last appearance at the weekly event if a new leader of the Conservative Party is elected by acclamation.
And I'm also proud of the leadership that I have given. And I will be leaving, Mr. Speaker. I will be leaving soon with my head held high.
Conservative Party members are set to cast their ballots on Wednesday in the first round of the leadership contest. The next British Prime Minister and the results of the Conservative Party leadership election will be announced on September 5th. Regardless of which of the 8 candidates is elected, Johnson told Parliament the Conservative Party will, quote, unite around the winner. Coming up on First at 4, the Federal Reserve is expected to once again raise interest rates later this month in an attempt to ease price hikes. But will it be enough?
Plus, temperatures are on the way up, and so is the humidity as we head towards the weekend. A full breakdown on both of those is coming up next.